Good morning reception, it's Miss Lewis here and it's time for our guided reading session today. I just want to say a big well done to all of you for all the home learning you're doing at home. It looks fantastic. I loved George's booklet all about the sun, and Ted had been doing some super writing, really trying hard to form his letters. Well done everybody. Can you remember the title of the book that we're reading? Well done. Here it is, The Odd Pet. And it's all about this creature here, the Zog. Now, let's remind ourselves of the story so far. Kim had a cat and Jim had a dog. Who had a Zog? That's right. It was Viv, wasn't it? Now, I remember the Zog had 10 legs and it was fat. There it is, look. But it looks quite a nice pet, doesn't it? The Zog was very clever. It could run and hop, and it could sit and beg. When we read yesterday, the Zog had had lots of eggs. Well done. What did the Zog have to do with the eggs? That's right. She had to sit and sit. Can you remember what started to happen? What sound did they make? There was a tap, 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 tap sound. Pause the video. What do you think's happening to the eggs? Yesterday, I asked you, what do you think is inside the eggs? Have a think and remind yourself. When you're ready, press play again. Now it's time for us to read the next part of our story. Let's go and remind ourselves of our learning objective today and some of those key words we might come across when we're reading. Remember, our learning objective today is to blend simple words, so we need to use our phonics to help us and sound out our words. That means our reading strategy is going to be to use our phonics sounds to help us read. Don't forget to look out for those new sounds, and your key words are at the bottom there. If you want to have a practice of them, pause the video now. Here's the next page. Remember, yesterday we left the story when the eggs were hatching. What did you think was inside them? Let's find out now. Don't forget to use our super sounds to sound out the words. T, s, lots of Zogs. Zogs. And there's an exclamation mark at the end. Lots of Zogs. Pause the video and reread the sentence. Here's a retrieve question for you. Have a think about what we've just read. What was inside the eggs? Pause the video now and have a go at answering. When you're ready, press play. What was inside the eggs? Well done! It was baby Zogs. Lots of Zogs. Here's the next bit. Here we've got something new. Our writing isn't set out how it normally is when we read a book. Pause the video now and have a go at looking at these bubbles. Do you know what they are? Well done. They're speech bubbles. They tell us who is talking. Here I can see Kim. Kim is talking. Let's see what Kim is saying. Can I have a zog? Zog. Can I have a zog? And there's a question mark at the end because she's asking a question to Viv. Here is Viv. Viv is now talking. Let's see what Viv is saying. Yes. Yes. But, not, yet. Yes, but not yet. Here are some more speech bubbles. Who is talking here? Well done, it's Jim. Let's see what Jim is saying. Can I have a zog? Zog. Can I have a zog? Yes. Yes. But, not, yet. Yes, but not yet. Here's an inference question for you. Why do you think Viv tells Jim and Kim that they cannot have a baby zog yet? Pause the video and have a go at answering the question. When you're ready, press play again. I think that Viv told Jim and Kim that they couldn't have a zog yet because they are only babies. They need to stay with their mother for a little bit longer before they can go to a new home. I think she will give Jim and Kim a zog, but maybe when they're a little bit older. Ah, here's our next page. Look, in the picture, the zogs look like they've grown up a bit. Ow. Here's a diagraph here, O-W. Sometimes it makes the ow sound. Ow. Now, Kim has a cat and a zog. Now Kim has a cat and a zog. She did get a zog in the end. Jim has a dog and a zog. Jim has a dog and a zog. They both got to have a zog in the end. Let's look back at the page with Jim on it. Can you find 2 words that rhyme on this page? Have a look. Jim has a dog and a zog. Pause the video and see if you can answer that vocabulary question. Can you find 2 words that rhyme? When you're ready, press play. Well done, everybody. I found dog and zog. They both rhyme. If you'd like to, can you think of another word that might rhyme with dog and zog? I think frog rhymes with dog and zog. Am I right? Here's our final page. And Viv has 10 zogs. Oh, there's an S on the end, meaning more than one. It's a plural. And Viv has 10 zogs. Wow, that is a lot of zogs. How many zogs does Viv have? This is a retrieve question, so we need to find the information in the text. Let's have a look. How many zogs does Viv have? Let's reread our sentence to see if we can find the answer. And Viv has 10, and Viv has 10 zogs. Viv has 10 zogs. Did you get it right? And that's the end of our session today, and here's your activity. What did you think of the story? Did you like it? Why or why not? If you'd like to, you could have a go at writing your answer, or just tell your grown-up. Can you create a book review? Perhaps you'd like to say what you liked about it or what you didn't like. Maybe you could give it some stars. Would it get 5 stars for being the best book, or maybe 3 stars? If you like, why don't you just draw your favourite part of the story? Well done, reception today. We've finished the book. Wow! Now it's time for our story. So sit back and relax and let's see what we're going to read today. The First Hippo on the Moon by David Williams. This is the tale of 2 hippos with one dream, to be the first hippo on the moon. One enormously rich hippo, Hercules Waldorf Franklin III, paid for our gigantic Hippo Space Centre to be built to blast him there. Sheila didn't. Yes, the other hippopotamus' name was Sheila. One morning she announced, "I want to be the first hippo on the moon." "But Sheila," said her giraffe friend, "you don't have a space rocket." "Then we'll make one, Keith," Sheila replied. Yes, the giraffe's name was Keith. Us hippos like to dream big. Sheila's friends got to work building her a rocket. "Quick as you can." "Well, you could help me, dear." Tina the elephant brought back the biggest tree trunk she could find. Joyce the gorilla fetched the longest vine, and Derek the ostrich was given the task of gathering the pongiest amount of rhinoceros dung. After many days and nights, the animals finally unveiled their space rocket. Well, something that looked a bit like a space rocket. A tiny bit. "Thank you, friends. It's my very own Hippo rocket." All they needed to do now was to ignite the rhino dung and blast Sheila into space. But how? "Try rubbing those 2 spiky thingy-mabobs together and create a spark," instructed the hippopotamus. "Well, thank you very much, dear." "OK, let's go," Sheila announced. "Is your bottom hot too?" Dream big, everyone. 3, 2, 1, blast! But before Sheila could say off, it started raining. It rained and rained and rained. It was rainy season, and it didn't stop raining for 5 long months. The moment the rain stopped, Sheila began her countdown again. 3, 2, 1, blast off! Zoom! The Hippo rocket shot up into the sky. The hippopotamus watched as the earth became smaller and smaller, and the moon became bigger and bigger. But in deep space, disaster struck. Sheila was so busy munching on her shrub sandwiches that she didn't spot what was hurtling towards her. A giant asteroid. Boom! The Hippo rocket smashed into hundreds of pieces, sending the shocked hippopotamus spinning wildly through space. She tumbled towards the moon. To her astonishment, Sheila had landed on top of another hippopotamus, just as he was taking his first hippo step on the moon's surface.
Excuse me?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
What on earth, I mean the moon, are you doing here?
I want to be the first hippopotamus on the moon.
Well, you're not. I am. Hercules Waldorf Franklin III. Remember that name? The name of the very first hippopotamus on the moon.
Oh, can't we both be the first hippopotamus on the moon?
No! Just look at you. Call yourself a hippopostronaut. You don't even have a hippo spacesuit or a hippo buggy. Get back in your hippo rocket and buzz off now.
With a tear in her eye, Sheila trudged off to the hippo rocket. Her big dream had been crushed. As the engines roared, Hercules Waldorf Franklin III bounded towards it.
Stop! That's my hippo rocket.
Oh, oops, sorry.
Blast off!
Seconds later, Sheila realised that she didn't have a clue how the hippo rocket worked. Entering the Earth's atmosphere, the hippo rocket soon began burning up. Within moments, the hippopotamus's bottom was blazing like the sun. Sheila hit the earth with a gigantic wallop. She lay motionless on the ground, her bountiful behind sizzling like a sausage. But she wouldn't wake up. This was the saddest day the jungle had ever seen. Sheila, wake up! Oh, it's so sad. Tragic, dear.
Sheila?
Then, out of the silence came a sound. The distinctive sound of a bottom burp. All the animals stared at each other. Who would dream of letting one go at such a sad time? Another one, longer and louder than the first. It was Sheila. Oh, what's that awful smell? Oh, it's making my eyes water. Try and breathe through your mouth, dear. The hippo trump was so thunderous, she'd woken herself up. Now Sheila was famous all over the world as the very first hippopotamus on the moon. Team Sheila, dream big. Sheila, first hippo on the moon. She never mentioned the other hippopotamus who got there first. So whatever you do, shh, please don't tell anyone.
Not fair.
The end.